Hi, this is Theo from puckerblocks.com. Today I want to review the Winsor Newton watercolors, particularly this box set that I've been using for many years. Winsor Newton is a manufacturer from UK. They make art products like watercolors, acrylic, oil, paper, and many other things. So watercolor is the only product that I use from them. This is a box that comprises of pen watercolors, things like this, and also watercolors that I squeeze from tubes. They sell the tubes separately and also the pens separately as well. This is a 14 ml tube and this is a 5 ml tube. They have two grades of watercolor. One is the Cotman series, which represents the student grade. The other is the artist watercolor, which represents the artist grade. So all the colors I have here are all artist grade. I want to talk about this particular box as well. This is a heavyweight enamel box that can handle 24 pens of colors. So each row takes 8 pens. Has a large mixing area. This is quite heavy compared to their smaller version, their plastic version. This can only take 12 pens, but this is much lighter. When you are buying Winsor & Newton, make sure that you know what you're buying. Like for example, if you want Cotman, make sure that it specifically specifies that it's Cotman. And for artist grade, make sure that it specifies that it's artist grade. Because they have so many products, it can get a bit confusing at times. Also, these boxes, they come in different variations. This is 12 pens, this is a larger 16 pen. They also have a bigger version of this box and also a smaller version of this box. I think this size is a very good size, but it's a bit heavy, so most of the time when I outdoor sketching, if I don't need so many colors, I bring out the smaller box set of 12 colors. And also they have this generic box. This design is used by many other brands. For example, this one is here is stamped with Rembrandt, but Winsor Newton has their own version of this box set as well. I'm not exactly sure how many colors Winsor Newton has in their range, but it should be around 100 or more because sometimes I see them add new colors to their range. So you can never be sure how many colors they have at any time. But for my purposes, I use generally just 12 colors. So the colors today I'm going to use is Winsor Yellow. This Winsor Yellow is actually squeezed from the tube. It's a cool version of the yellow. I find that when I squeeze the tube paints and let them dry out in pens like this, it's easier to dissolve as compared to, let's say, the pens that come with the box itself. The colors are pretty vibrant and very strongly pigmented. Now when compared against other brands, I think Winsor & Newton is definitely quite good, definitely right up there in terms of quality. I don't really have any complaints for their watercolors. And they also come out with many different box sets, which is really very cool. So depending on what type of box you need, you are likely to find one that is offered by Winsor & Newton. That is Alizari Crimson. This is a pen, so it takes a while to dissolve the pigment from the pen. The other color I want to use today is let me just put a drop of water here, is the French Ultramarine. Winsor Newton I prefer the French Ultramarine in Winsor Newton compared to other brands. I think it granulates much better. Later I will zoom into the granulation after it dries. It has a very attractive granulation pattern. And Also burnt sienna. Let's see where's burnt sienna. I think this should be burnt sienna. The problem with this particular box set is sometimes I have so many colors, if I don't use them often enough, I might actually forget what colors there are. This is burnt sienna mixed with French ultramarine. Let me dissolve more burnt sienna. Burnt sienna from Winsor Newton is also a very beautiful color. Let me wash this brush first to show you the burnt sienna. It's a very convenient brown color that I have in all my palettes because it makes a beautiful gray with French ultramarine that you can see here. Next up, maybe I'll show you the phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is pretty much a standard color. I think most manufacturers, their phthalo blue is just about the same quality and it's very bright. So this is phthalo blue. Let's color the sketch while we wait for this swatch to dry. So as mentioned earlier, Winsor Newton, the quality is very good. The pigment is very saturated, very intense. I like using them a lot, and my top two brands currently would be Winsor Newton and Daniel Smith. To make this video a bit shorter, I'm going to time-lapse this demonstration. Here I use Winsor Yellow, French Ultramarine, Permanent Alizari Crimson, and Burnt Sienna. For the grays, I mix Ultramarine with Burnt Sienna. For the background, I'm using Phthalo Green with Permanent Alizari Crimson. Winsor Newton, their paints are heavily pigmented, so it's easy to get a very intense shade if you want to. Alright, let's take a closer look at the color swatch earlier. So this is the French Ultramarine in its almost pure form. Very nice granulating texture on this cold press paper. This cold press paper is a bit smooth, but even so you can see the granulating texture quite well. This is French Ultramarine with Burnt Sienna. Not as much granulation as compared to this. This is Burnt Sienna, Alizari Crimson, Winsor Yellow, Phthalo Blue, and this is the pure form of Burnt Sienna. Winsor & Newton is a good brand. I have been using them for a few years. So far, I have not been disappointed. If you are a beginner, I would recommend you check out the Cotman series, the student grade watercolors from them as well. This, for example, is a color chart I painted from the 12 color Cotman series box set. The colors actually came out more vibrant than I would expect. So this is a pretty good deal if you want to save some money. But if you know that you are serious in watercolors, then you can just go get the artist grade straight away. As for the light fast rating, I think Winsor Newton is right up there. Their pigments are light resistant, but of course for each particular color you really have to go in and check the specification to get the correct light fast rating. I also like Winsor Newton in particular because they are easily available. For me in Singapore, I can get them at the art store, so because they are easy to buy, that's why I use them. That's all for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. If you use Winsor & Newton paints, I would love to hear your thoughts about them, whether you like them or don't like them, the good and the bad points. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so for more sketching tips, techniques, art product reviews and sketchbook features. Thanks and have a nice day. See you next time.